The biblical story of the number 7. The number 7 is a central and recurring theme in the Bible, representing perfection, completion, divine fulfillment, and sanctity. Its importance spans both the Old Testament and the New Testament, shaping the understanding of God's work, His covenant, and His divine plan for humanity. The first mention of the number 7 is in the story of creation. God created the world in 6 days and rested on the seventh day, blessing and sanctifying it. Genesis 2:2-3. This act set the foundation for the Sabbath, a day of rest and worship, symbolizing God's completed work and humanity's rest in Him. 2. Noah and the flood. In the story of Noah, the number 7 is repeated. God commanded Noah to take 7 pairs of clean animals into the ark, Genesis 7:2-3. Noah sent out a dove to check for dry land every 7 days, Genesis 8:10-12. Sevenfold judgment and blessing. The number 7 is used to symbolize judgment and divine blessing. Cain's punishment involved a sevenfold vengeance if anyone harmed him, Genesis 4:15. God promised Abraham's descendants blessings tied to sevenfold swearing, Genesis 21:28-30. Worship and offerings. Under the Mosaic Law, the number 7 is deeply embedded in worship and sacrificial rituals. The Feast of Unleavened Bread lasted 7 days, Exodus. The Feast of Tabernacles lasted 7 days, Leviticus 23:34-36. Blood was sprinkled 7 times before the Lord during purification rituals, Leviticus 4:6. Jericho and God's victory. When Israel conquered Jericho, the number 7 was integral to their instructions. The Israelites marched around the city once for 6 days and 7 times on the 7th day. 7 priests blew 7 trumpets, Joshua 6:4-16. The perfect fulfillment of these commands led to Jericho's miraculous collapse, signifying God's power and plan. Solomon's Temple. The construction and dedication of Solomon's temple were marked by the number 7. Solomon built the temple in 7 years, 1 Kings 6:38. During the temple's dedication, Solomon held a feast for 7 days, 2 Chronicles 7:8-9. The number 7 in the New Testament. Jesus and the sevenfold Spirit. The New Testament frequently uses 7 to symbolize perfection in Jesus Christ. In Revelation, the sevenfold Spirit of God represents the fullness of the Holy Spirit, Revelation 1:4. Isaiah 11:2 describes the sevenfold attributes of the Spirit: wisdom, understanding, counsel, might, knowledge, fear of the Lord, and delight in His fear. Jesus' teachings. Jesus incorporates the number 7 in His teachings to emphasize completion. In Matthew 18:22, Jesus tells Peter to forgive not 7 times, but 70 times 7, signifying boundless forgiveness. In John's Gospel, Jesus makes 7 I am statements, revealing His divine nature. Example: I am the bread of life in John 6:35. 7 in parables and miracles. Jesus tells 7 parables about the kingdom of heaven in Matthew 13, revealing God's plan for His people. He performs 7 miracles on the Sabbath, underscoring His authority over the law. 7 in Revelation. The book of Revelation, rich with symbolism, features the number 7 prominently to illustrate God's perfect judgment and redemption plan. 7 churches. John writes letters to 7 churches in Asia, Revelation 1. 7 seals. The Lamb opens 7 seals, initiating God's judgment, Revelation 6:1. 7 trumpets. 7 angels blow 7 trumpets, bringing divine judgment, Revelation 8:6. 7 bowls. 7 bowls of God's wrath are poured out, Revelation 16:1. Naaman, a Syrian army commander, suffered from leprosy. A captive Israelite girl told him of Elisha, a prophet in Israel who could heal him. Naaman visited Elisha, who instructed him to wash 7 times in the Jordan River. Initially resistant, Naaman humbled himself, obeyed, and was miraculously healed. Declaring Israel's God the true God, he vowed to worship Him alone, 2 Kings 5:1-19. For believers, 7 represents hope, rest, and assurance of God's ultimate victory and fulfillment of His promises. Through 7, God reveals His perfect justice, love, and plan for His people.